So here's today's project. This is the cockpit of my motorcycle. I've got this is a tech mount. It goes into the steering stem, and then it's just got a shaft and a pivoting head, and it's got like a flat plate under here. I wanted a way to hold my iPhone 8, for an upcoming motorcycle trip. I found an app called Scenic, which you can import GPX files. The problem running this, and then I'm probably going to be running some music from it, is I need a way to charge this. And yeah, granted, I could plug a cord in every time I get on and off the bike, but that's kind of a hassle when we have wireless charging. So I went to Menards, found just a cheap wireless charger. It's not one of the fast chargers or anything, but I took it apart and I took the coil, and this goes around to the circuit boards mounted just on the back here. I need to try to figure out how I'm going to waterproof it or water resist it. Alright guys, so a little follow-up video. You can see I've got the phone mount here. I made this out of thin wall PVC pipe. It's what's commonly used for like central vacuum systems. And I just used some Plastidip spray, gave it a nice black coat. I also painted the coil for the charger to do a little bit of waterproofing on the circuit board here. Just to focus. I just borrowed some of my wife's black fingernail polish. It's just an enamel coat and coated on all sides. The only thing I did not coat is the little micro USB jack here, and I'm going to have it mounted on the back side of the flat plate here. This is the tech mount plate. There's 2 holes in this. That circuit board's going to mount right here, and then I'm going to run a zip tie through there. This isn't like a long-term permanent solution. I may have it on here for years, but it's not intended to be a finished product. I need it for this motorcycle trip that I'm going on. I may do something a little finalized after. I may print a little case for that on my 3D printer. I don't know. But for right now, let me get it mounted up, get the circuit board zip tied on there just so it doesn't fall off. The USB cable here will come up from the bottom. I did it that way because I need to reach over for my ignition switch, and I didn't want to accidentally be hitting the USB cable, breaking this little socket off here, or providing any undue stress on that. So I decided to route it out the bottom. Got it going through here and then over to my power port. So I'm going to get this all mounted up and I'll be back with you. Okay, so you can see my zip tie here. Here's the coil. Now this coil is mounted on originally I thought it was a metal disc, but after a little bit of research and seeing how this thing has cracked, this is a ferrite disc. So ferrite will kind of absorb magnetic fields that are produced by sending current through this coil that does the charging. So this is basically helping the efficiency of this charging circuit so that any of those magnetic induction waves, whatever, I'm not speaking very technical, but so they come this way instead of going that way. So it helps with efficiency. There are all different kinds of all different kinds of ferrite substrates that can be used. This happens to be a disc that it's about 1 millimeter thick, maybe 1.5 millimeters thick, but it's kind of brittle. You can see it's cracked. I actually started with Scotch tape because I just had one crack across the back because I just flexed it too much in my hand. But then after I screwed it down, it cracked a little more, so I can't over tighten this stuff. And I eventually applied a big piece of packing tape over the back just to hold it all together. But for my purposes, it should work fine. So I've got, you can see I used some Plastidip on this, and you can see where I snapped my phone into it earlier. It's already rubbed off there. But I don't really care that this is white. I just tried to dress it up a little bit. Plastidip does not look like it's going to stick to any friction areas on this very well, so probably inside of these little wings and down here on the bottom it will probably end up wearing off as well, but I'm alright with that. Alright, so I got the mount on there. Everything's in place. and you can see my phone is pretty dead right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the key on, just so my power port has power to it. And you see I'm 17%. Snap that guy in, and you can see it automatically starts charging. So I'll pull it out. No longer charging. Snap it in again. And you can see it's charging. So this should work great. I've just got, I'll have the app going here with my GPS on it. It's not too hard to reach around it to turn the key on and off. So should work out really well.